guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Maya. Welcome to the channel where I talk about books. It is Bookmas season, and yes, I am going to be participating in Bookmas. I thought instead of just like everyday posting up until Christmas, like Vlogmas kind of does. How about 12 days of Bookmas? So day number 1 is gonna be my winter TBR. I decided that for this month I am going to take full advantage of my library privileges, so I went on down to my local library and I got me some books. Here they are. I'm not gonna read them all. So in no particular order, Christmas at Rosie Hopkins' Sweet Shop. This is written by Jenny Colgan. It's so cute. Look at those little mittens. I love it. I love it. I love it. In her comfy cottage, nestled in the Derbyshire hills, Rosie Hopkins has good reason to feel a warm blush in her cheeks. With Christmas weeks away, the holiday is being ushered in with England's first glorious snowfall of the season. Her boyfriend, Stephen, is starting his new job as a teacher in the village school. Her quaint Hopkins sweet shop and confectionery has been restored to its former glory, and she has a lovable mop of a new puppy named Mr. Dog. Can't make that up. Most joyous of all, Rosie's and Stephen's relatives will finally be gathering together in Lipton for what is sure to be a merry feast. But when a devastating tragedy strikes at the heart of the close-knit town, plans for a cozy Christmas are suddenly in danger of melting away. It's going to take Rosie's indomitable spirit, the embrace of family and friends, and the resilient goodwill of a community to turn it all around and make this a holiday to be thankful for. Soulful, emotional, uplifting, and complete with recipes for delicious wintry treats, Christmas at Rosie Hopkins' Sweet Shop is a perfect gift for readers. And y'all, not gonna lie, I'm kind of hoping we get to some of the recipes and I actually get to make some with y'all. Next up, we have A Wreath of Snow by Liz Curtis Higgs. I like this one because this one is shorter. All Margaret Campbell wants for Christmas is a safe journey home. When her plans for a festive holiday with her family in Stirling crumble beneath the weight of her brother's bitterness, the young schoolteacher wants nothing more than to return to the students she loves and the Edinburgh townhouse she calls home. Then an unexpected detour places her in the path of Gordon Shaw, a handsome newspaper man from Glasgow who struggles under a burden of remorse and shame. When the secret of their shared history is revealed, will it leave them tangled in a knot of regret? Or might their past hold the threads that will bind their future together? As warm as a woolen scarf on a cold winter's eve, A Wreath of Snow is a tender story of love and forgiveness, wrapped in a celebration of all things Scottish, all things Victorian, and especially all things Christmas. Then next, we have The Christ Kindle's Gift by Kathleen Morgan. When an injured stranger shows up one snowy December night in 1871, young widow Anna Hannock wishes he hadn't. But as she helps rugged Scotsman Ian Sutherland recover, she finds unexpected healing of her own. When Christmas Comes by Catherine Spencer. Liza Merritt is grateful for the many blessings in her life when she returns to Angel Island with her family to celebrate Thanksgiving. Most of all, she's looking forward to a reunion with her dear friend, Claire North. Claire seems untouched by the years she spent faithfully watching over Liza's inn. Still, it is troubling to see that the hotel is no longer the sparkling jewel it once was. It's a hard truth to face, but big decisions must be made. Is this the last Christmas they will all be together? In Cape Light Village, Emily Warwick and her sister, Jessica Morgan, cheerfully plan a surprise party for Ezra Elliott's 95th birthday. Ezra is so dear to his family and everyone in town wants to honor the kind and generous doctor. But in the midst of their happy plans, Emily faces an unexpected challenge. It's one that will test her moral courage and her bond with her adopted daughter, Jane. By the time Christmas comes, Emily must decide if she should reveal a secret that will forever alter the lives of everyone she loves. An Ivy Hill Christmas by Julie Klassen. Richard decided to make sure his first encounter with Arabella Audrey went poorly indeed. He planned to make it abundantly clear from the outset that he had no interest in her or in marriage in general. That way, she would not weary herself or him throughout the rest of the holiday by mooning after him, and she cast her hook as someone else instead. Okay, I'm just gonna pause on this here. This guy just sounds like a piece of work right off the bat. Can I just like put my 2 cents in there? Okay. And then Mama, seeing it was hopeless, would let off the pressure as well. Okay, so there's a reason behind it. Doesn't make it right, but there is a reason for it. Got it. The house guests began to arrive. Richard led Murray into the billiard room and from its threshold quietly appraised the players assembling in the hall. A willowy female approached his mother, engaging her in low conversation, her back to them, her posture excellent. Her honey blonde hair was styled in a simple coiffure, and she wore a fashionable ivory gown with a lower waistline that accentuated her trim, delicately curved torso. Richard took a deep breath. Well, we had better join the others before Mama sends out a search party. As they slipped into the hall, his mother caught sight of him. Ah, here is Richard now. The female turned. He catalogued a proud bearing, fine features, slender neck, and exquisite collarbones. His mother said, "You remember Miss Arabella, Audrey?" Richard cast the young woman a purposefully blank look, then turned to his parent. I believe so. Richard did remember Arabella Audrey, but he didn't want to encourage her or his mother, so he delivered his opening gambit as he'd intended, but he'd almost faltered. Arabella was far prettier than he recalled. You know what it's giving? It's really giving that one scene from, what's that movie called? The Swan Princess, where, like, the girl suddenly grows up and she's all pretty and stuff, and he's fawning over her and everything. And she asks him a question, is beauty all that matters to you? And he says, what else is there? My favorite scene afterwards, by the way, is when his, I think like advisor, but it's also like his mother's advisor, I don't know, it's like, you could write a book, How to Offend Women in 5 syllables or less. That is what this is giving. A Cold Water Warm Hearts Christmas by Lexi Eddings. High school English teacher Angie Holloway has been in this little Ozark hamlet for a few years, but she still feels like an outsider. And with no family of her own and single to boot, she's rusty when it comes to opening her heart. Nevertheless, she's been drafted to direct the annual Christmas pageant, whether she likes it or not. As for her assistant, that job's been handed to Seth Parker. He may be smoking hot, oh brother, but the brawny construction engineer, oh brother, is definitely not her type. After all, she loves literature. He reads blueprints. Girl, first off, okay, this is very much giving, like, Pumpkin Spice Cafe vibes, okay? If you guys know, you know. If you don't, I had a time with that book, okay? I was very much not okay with the way that our main character was treating our other male character, main member of the cast, all right? I'm really messing up with words right now. I'm just like, girl, why so judgy out of the gate? You're being judgy for no reason, because literally you just find someone attractive and you're like, oh, but I can't find them attractive because XYZ thing. That is like another level of judgy. It's not even like judgy with a cause or judgy because of first impressions, because everyone's judgy on a first impression, let's be real. But like afterwards, as you're starting to know people and stuff, then there's like different variation of judgmentalism, right? It shouldn't happen as a thing in general. And like you are really also just like demeaning within the judgment. It's just, it feels like there's an extra barbed layer in there. It's like, girl. So what? Because he reads blueprints, he's not intelligent? Bruh, you have to be very intelligent to work with your hands, to be in the field of construction. Okay, you do. So anyways, back to the summary. While Angie tries to put a new spin on the show and Seth tries to tolerate her correcting his grammar, she is one of those. They both resist the locals who insist on pushing them together. Oh my goodness. We all have those people in our life. Bless their hearts. But when Seth finds her copy of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility marked up with her revealing comments, he can't resist trying to romance her using his newfound knowledge. Oh my goodness, a guy... Nope. And Angie is surprised to find that this big handsome lug can read her like a storybook hero. She sounds... Okay, you know what? I've made an executive decision. I love the book cover. I'm not reading this book. We have Silent Nights, Christmas Mysteries, edited by Martin Edwards, and this is apparently from the British Library Crime Classics. I mean, this was edited by someone, but do we have an actual author? Let's read the back. Christmas is a mysterious as well as magical time of year. Strange things can happen, and this helps to explain the hallowed tradition of telling ghost stories around the fireside as the year draws to a close. I've been growing up with the wrong traditions, clearly, because that sounds like fun. Christmas tales of crime and detection have a similar appeal. When television becomes tiresome and party games pall, the prospect of curling up in the warm with a good mystery is enticing. I did read that right. That is exactly what it says. And much better for the digestion than yet another helping of plum pudding. Never had it. If you guys have, let me know how it tastes. Crime writers are just as susceptible as readers to the countless attractions of Christmas. Over the years, many distinguished practitioners of the genre have given one or more of their stories a Yuletide setting. The most memorable Christmas mysteries blend a lively storyline with an atmospheric evocation of the season. Getting the mixture right is much harder than it looks. This book introduces readers to some of the finest Christmas detective stories of the past. Martin Edwards' selection blends festive pieces from much-loved authors with one or two stories which are likely to be unfamiliar even to die-hard mystery fans. The result is a collection of crime fiction to savor whatever the season. Christmas Cocoa Murder and a marshmallow snowman screaming in the hot chocolate. And this is written by Carleen O'Connor, and it looks like there are some other names on here, Maddie Day and Alex Erickson, so this might be a anthology? Yeah, okay, so A Christmas Cocoa Murder by Carleen O'Connor. Siobhan? I feel like I know how to pronounce this name in my head, but like it's not coming out in words, but like Siobhan? O'Sullivan's hopes for a quiet Irish Christmas are dashed when the local Santa turns up dead, oh my gosh, in a carnival dunk tank of hot cocoa. Now instead of hunting down holiday gifts, she's pursuing a heartless killer. Seems the dead Santa was no angel either, stealing neighborhood dogs to guide his sleigh. But was it his holiday antics, or worse, that led to his death by chocolate? Christmas Cocoa and a Corpse. Oh, okay. By Maddie Day. When local businessman Jed Greenberg is found dead with a chocolate lab whimpering over his body, the police start sniffing around Robbie Jordan's country restaurant for answers. Was it something in Robbie's hot cocoa that killed Jed, or was it Coco the dog? Okay, sure. As the suspects pile as high as her holiday tree, Robbie attempts to get to the bottom of the sickly sweet murder. Okay. Death by Hot Cocoa by Alex Erickson. A Christmas-themed escape game seems like the perfect pre-holiday treat for bookstore cafe owner Chrissy Hancock and her best friend. But when the host is found dead in a pool of hot cocoa, it's up to Chrissy and her team to catch the killer or escape before getting killed. Last but certainly not least, we have Jane and the 12 Days of Christmas by Stephanie Barron. Now, I believe this is like a Jane Austen retelling, but with like true crime. But again, because I am not proficient in just like regurgitating back anything that I've read in the summary, I'm just gonna read the summary. So Christmas Eve, 1814. Jane Austen has been invited to spend the holiday with family and friends at the Vine, the gorgeous ancestral home of the wealthy and politically prominent Chute family. Chute. C-H-U-T. E. As the year fades and friends begin to gather beneath the mistletoe for the 12 days of Christmas festivities, Jane and her circle are in a celebratory mood. Mansfield Park is selling nicely, Napoleon has been banished to Elba, British forces have seized Washington, D.C., and on Christmas Eve, John Quincy Adams signs the Treaty of Ghent, which will end a war nobody in England really wanted. Jane, however, discovers holiday cheer is fleeting. One of the Yuletide revelers dies in a tragic accident, which Jane immediately views with suspicion. If the accident was in fact murder, the killer is one of Jane's fellow snowbound guests. With clues scattered amidst cleverly crafted charades, dark secrets coming to light during parlor games, and old friendships returning to haunt the Christmas parties, whom can Jane trust to help her discover the truth and stop the killer from striking again? So this is given like Jane Austen meets Clue. Those were all the books that I'm hoping to be reading. I mean, I do have one that I own that I really want to get to, but I'm keeping that hush hush for now. And just to keep you guys coming back for the 12 days of Bookmas until day 2. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and for being the best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.